Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hank. This is episode 134. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hank. That's HYMPE. It's Hank. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Special guest in the building. Introduce yourself to the audience.
What's going on, everybody? I go by YB Norris. I'm an artist, clothing designer, and you are now tuned in live, man.
Copy that. Shouts out to my man before we start off the episode, sipping with Sammy. Me and YB was on the episode together on Sam's probably like 2 months ago. Sam said, "Nah, I got y'all together because I really thought y'all would click and y'all would be a good situation." And we've been talking ever since. So shouts out to sipping with Sammy every Monday. Sam doing them lives. I think he doing them like 7 o'clock on the YouTube channel. So y'all get over there, hit my man, subscribe button, and show him some love. Episode 134. This is a spotlight episode. We've been doing a lot of spotlights lately. Like I keep telling y'all, we got shit people doing that I like. We're gonna spotlight it right here. So now spotlights get flipped though. We do those in reverse. So we start off with what do we need to know? What do we need to know is sponsored by H2H Cleaning. That is at H2H Cleaning on Instagram only. We doing roofing, plumbing, flooring, HVACs, cleanups, cleanouts, remodeling, carpets, flooring, however you need that situation. We're hustling it over there at H2H Cleaning. So you get with us for big jobs or small jobs. We're here to help. So just tell us how we can help. Now, YB, what do we need to know?
You are now tuned in, like I said, to an artist, musician, rather. Also a clothing designer, future clothing designer. I got the merch on right now. It's called Nor Apparel. That is Nor. Nor Apparel stands for No Opportunities Rush. You can find me on social media. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. In terms of the music, got a project coming out actually 2 days from now. SIS, tap in. Um, where do I start, man? First of all, thank you for having me. You know, it's an opportunity for me, but it's also an honor for me to be able to sit here and be able to tell the audience like what I'm doing. Because for the most part, I be in my own world, be dolo, and I always be working on stuff. I always be trying to come up with the next big thing. And I'm like a sponge. I just take what I see. I stay quiet about it, but I process everything. You get what I'm saying? And then when I move around it, it's like you see it for yourself. I don't really like to say too much. So this gives me a platform for me to be able to really like express what I'm doing. I mean, you see it, it's everywhere. And this is just the codes. This ain't even on the artist tip. But
So that so that's why we start off with the what do we need to know for a spotlight episode. Because like you said, you got a project coming out.
mhm,
Now you got the project, you got the clothing line. Tell them know what's the name of the what's the name of the clothing line? Where you moving with the clothing line? Where do they follow the clothing line? Tell them where the music is available. How do they tap in with the music? Tell them what they need to know because you got somebody sitting in Dallas right now who don't know you and they saying, "Well, damn, why do I need to know him? What do he have going on that I need to be tapped into?"
no,
This is your
that's
this is the joint for you right here. The floor is
for sure.
yours.
That's the thing. No, I just said it. Nor Apparel. That's the name of the clothing line. It's
No, that's
called
what I'm saying.
Nor.
What? All right, so you got no apparel. What are we moving with no apparel?
No, so we
For
moving
the
the clothes.
person who don't know, give it all to them.
No, we moving the clothes. We moving the obviously we moving the apparel, man. That's number one. Do we tapping in? I got some pants coming out. I got some hats. No, not hats. I'm sorry. The little fanny packs. I got some fanny packs coming out. I got some bags coming out. I got blankets coming out. I got towels. We tapping in with everything, man. We tapping in with the vending machines. We tapping in with the water. When it comes to the brand, still in the building process, and I'm still finding different directions to go with it. But that's for the most part the blueprint that's laid down right now. You won't see it everywhere. I'm trying to get tapped in with the billboard companies. I got homies that got they own enterprises. They tapped in on the real estate tip, and we're gonna be promoting in terms of the real estate. I'm also getting into real estate, so if y'all want to tap in with me on that one, man. I'll be loving the work when it comes to properties. But the music, you can find me on all social media platforms. I actually just took everything down for the most part. It's gonna be re-uploaded. So you can find me on Apple Music, you can find me on Amazon Music, you can find me on Tidal, you can find me on Spotify, SoundCloud, we on all the major platforms. Um Also, I want to make an announcement. I got a photo shoot coming out. The photo shoot is going to be dropping. The new reveal is going to be a new line of women's clothing. I got sweatsuits and stuff like that. I'm going to have a little raffle going on. That's TBA though, to be announced. But that's what we basically doing with this clothing line, man. Like we everywhere with it. I really want people to see what no apparel is. It stands for no opportunities rushed. You feel what I'm saying? And in this game, like whatever you doing, whatever bracket you're trying to be in, you have to make sure that you have a plan and you're executing that plan, but you're not rushing through that plan. You ever been in a situation where it's like you got something coming up, and it's like you trying to make sure everything together with it. You trying, whether you working with people, whether you working with assets, you trying to make sure everything together, and it's still not necessarily going the way you want it to go. You
Well,
feel
you
what I'm
always
saying?
gotta
But
make sure all your steps is taken care of before you just do shit. Cause you know I got the whole situation with my clothing line, and I
mm-hmm,
don't I don't do things just to say I don't have things just to say I have them without having done the homework, without feeling the material, without knowing what type of shit we're gonna use to do all that. I can't just come out with something just so I can say, yeah, I got like hats. I've been working on hats for a while. I had some hats, I didn't like them, so I didn't sell them to nobody. I never even put them
mm-hmm,
out there because I didn't like them. If I don't like it, then I'm not gonna try to sell it to you. If I wouldn't wear it, I wouldn't
mm-hmm.
try to sell it to you unless you asked for it. Because you know, ultimately, all my shit be customized. So if that's what you want, then that's what we're gonna get you. But you got to make sure all your quality is there before you start selling it because it ain't about trying to burn somebody out of one sale. It's about trying to make sure that the quality is good so you can make 20, 30, 40, 50 sales. So absolutely, I
And you
understand. You
base
got to do the homework.
and you basically just broke down the meaning of my clothing line. That's why it's no opportunities rush. Like you said, the opportunity is there. Whatever you got, whatever you done built, whatever idea you had, the opportunity is there. It's gonna be there. It's opportunities that close when they say, hey, don't let the door close on you. Yeah, it's gonna be doors that's closed, and there's gonna be new doors that's open. But the opportunity is still always gonna be there. You can't rush through it. Like you said, you don't like the hats that you were selling to people. You ain't like them. So it's
I
like
didn't even
you
sell. No,
went
I
back.
didn't even sell them. I did them and then looked at them and was like, this material is shitty. Like the
Yeah,
feel ain't good. I'm not selling these joints. like
real shit.
this is
Nah, but
just
and
like
that's cool.
it's
I went
it's
through the
raining. My wife could wear one of these joints. like
type shit, and I went through the same. But there's nothing wrong with that though, because it's like when you branding, you gotta make sure your brand is everywhere. You gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying. People see it everywhere. They have to. It's on my phone. It's on me. It's in the back of my car. You feel what I'm saying? It's everywhere. You gotta make sure. I'm just trying to take that to the next level. Okay, instead of that being on me, I went on the side of a bus. I went on the side of a building, and that's what we
hmm
try and really tap into. Like I want to make sure like everybody know what is Norris. You know what I'm saying? Okay, where can I find it? And then we tapping into that bracket. When it comes to the music too, the music tie in with the clothes just as much. But the music, I took a break off from music for a little while, like a long break, like a
This
two.
is what I
Good.
this we was about to lead right into the music. All right, now this is what I need to know. You said I got a new project coming out. How many joints is on this
Yes,
project?
yes, sir. It's a single.
It's a single. What's the
Yes,
single?
sir. SIS.
What
Same
is it
strong.
about? Walk us through the song. What's the song about? What's the importance and the meaning behind the song?
The song is an introduction. The song is a reintroduction. Let me correct myself. And it's basically kind of getting everybody familiarized with who I am again, what I've been through, and who I'm about to become. So the song itself is the sound and the energy that it gives. If we just going to talk about just how it sounds, we going to break down everything with it. But right now, we got to go piece by piece because I want to give them everything. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So if we talking about the sound of it gives that opening scene intro feel. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we about to heat up a song because that's what it is. I'm coming back onto the scene. Been on the scene for a minute, but I ain't been in view. You get what I'm saying? So now you got the sound is like an intro. What I'm saying is reintroducing people to me. Now, most of my audience, they've been rocking with me for years on end, I could say. But I also got a lot of new people who just came onto the scene, so they might not know what was going on 3, 4, 5 years ago. You get what I'm saying? So now they gotta see what's going on now, then they'll be able to go back. I had to like come back with a clean slate and clear everything because that's what had happened to me taking a 2 year hiatus. I'm like, okay, this is the direction we about to go in. And then I got a project coming I don't necessarily know the drop date, but I have an album coming. It's gonna be my first album, and that's kind of going to give everybody the meat of the situation. You get what I'm saying? It's going to give them different vibes. It's going to give them different sounds, but it's also going to give it different direction. Like you got so many artists out here that they always get. Everybody got the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to give something for the streets, or I want to give something for the females, or I want. I ain't really going that direction because I feel like nothing wrong with it. I ain't stepping on it, discrediting it, but I'm trying to give them something else.
So this
I
is the
don't even
thing about this
feel me.
thing that you just said right there. This is the joint that I always would tell people. This was a part of the seminars. How to hustle seminars can still be purchased, available. You know what I'm saying? Five-part series still available right now for purchase. Just DM me. I get right at y'all. Um, you have to find a lane and dominate that lane. And like you just said, if everybody's in the lane, if I got a joint for the streets, I got a joint for the chicks, then everybody already going that way. I don't want to go that way too. Because it's already a log
Mhm.
jam that way. Let me go this other way when niggas is going, damn, I need to think about that. You know what I'm saying? How many people, this is how I got to sneaks. How many niggas got a clothing line? How many niggas got sneakers and got versions and variations and flavors on them joints?
Water
Not too many.
bottles and shit.
It ain't too, that's what I'm
Snort.
saying. It ain't too many
Yeah.
people in that lane. So you don't want to be in the same lane. So I commend and salute you for even recognizing that and saying, I want to go over there.
Appreciate it.
Like, just
Appreciate
cause
it.
you
Real shit.
figure out that there's a different lane and a better way to go don't mean that you demeaning whatever way nobody else is going. No, that's the way for you. Then you go that way. This might pop for you, but for me, I'm looking at shit totally different, and that's what you're saying.
That's
Now,
basically what it. Go ahead, my fault.
when we did the episode with Sam, this was something that kept coming up. Was you was talking about the growth and the change in yourself, and then you saying it's the same thing with the music and all of that. What was it
Hmm.
that made you say like, yo, I got to make this change, or I just evolved, or just grew up a little bit? What was that situation?
It was a combination of both. It was like it was what life was given to me at that time, and then it was also what was going on inside of me mentally. Like they played a hand in each other because when I look at life, the experiences that I was going through in life, they really set me up for what's going on now. It's like it forced me to have to grow older and think older than I actually was. But then eventually, after it kept beating that concept against my head. Eventually, I started to really tap into myself and be like, all right, this is how you got to move now. You might not want to move like this. You might not want to grow. You might want to, but this is how you got to move. And you'll learn to love it. You'll learn to hate it, whichever one it is. Because I learned to love certain things that I shouldn't have loved or that I should have loved back then. And I learned to hate certain things that I should have hated back then. You feel what I'm saying? I might have been a certain way when I was a younger artist, spitting certain shit that right now I can't say I really like anymore versus other stuff that I probably hate when I was a young boy, but now it's like I love it. So you gotta put that inside
That's
your
that.
craft.
Yeah, that's evolution. That's growth. Everybody doesn't hit
Mm-hmm.
growth and evolution.
For sure, they don't evolve, and I wasn't turning my head on evolution. So that's really where the music is at, and I can tell people which direction it's going to go, but that I guess that's what makes me such a good musician and just such a good artist. It's kind of like I always keep my fans on their toes. I don't say too much because I don't even know, but I know it's going to be something. You feel me? It's like I don't even know which direction I'm gonna go. That's not coming at my planning skills, and that's not coming at my promoting skills. It's just that's what I like to do as an artist. It's like I don't know. Y'all gonna see what y'all gonna get because I don't even know what I'm gonna give to y'all. And then when it's behind closed doors, it's like I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy back there. I'm thinking to myself, I'm planning, I'm taking stuff that we had from this conversation and from the previous conversation. I'm taking all the notes I took, they all coming into what I'm creating. And then when I produce it, when I present it, when I broadcast it, and y'all see it, it's like, oh, he put that in there. He put that in there. He did this. He did that. Like, case in point, me and my grandfather's a musician. Um, he based in North Philly. It's a North Philly based band called Composite Truth. And back in the day, he used to be a part of Change, real big overseas, UK. He got a major fan base in Baltimore, all over the country. But I was thinking about doing a collab with him. I didn't know which direction it was going to go. I didn't know how I was necessarily going to go about it, but I wanted to do that. You feel me? Like,
You should do that because again, it's the same thing we talked about. That's a different situation. That's a whole different sound. It's a whole different feel, and it's something that everybody can't do.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And people don't have the resources to be able to tap into some shit like that. So
That's what I'm saying. That's facts. That's facts.
So you definitely need to take advantage of those situations. If you had the ability to reach and do something that the next motherfucker can't do, because everybody's competition in the situation. Nothing wrong with competing with the
Mm-hmm.
next man. As long as we do it with
Yeah,
respect and I ain't trying to knock you down to build myself up, then we good. But if I got some shit that's gonna give me the advantage, nigga, I'm gonna take full advantage of the advantage. Like,
full advantage.
because I know you're gonna
Full
take
advantage.
advantage if you got an advantage.
Ain't no, and you can't hesitate, but you gotta be 2 feet in and 2 feet out with it. And it's a balance, man. Life is a balance. It's like when you see somebody walking on a wire, you know what I'm saying? And they got the little balance beam, they holding the little balance beam and shit. It's like if you lean too far to the right, you're gonna fall. You lean too far to the left, you're gonna fall. Sometimes you gotta know when to lean to the right and when to lean to the left.
So something that you just said right there, 2 feet in, 2 feet out. That touches again. Shouts out to my man Sam. We're gonna keep saying that. Shouts out to Sam because Sam was the one that
If you
introduced
ain't
it.
sipping with Sammy, you ain't sipping right. Get your life
Get your
together.
fucking life together. You just said because this was something we both said on that episode was when I care too much. And like you
Mm-hmm.
just said, you gotta be 2 feet in, 2 feet out. But when you care too much, you always both feet in with the whole situation. And that would be something that could either, like you said, this is how some of the shit that I was saying, thinking, and spitting on these tracks, I wouldn't even move like that now because you be realizing that when I'm 2 feet in with all situations, some of these situations don't even be what's good for me, don't even be what's best for anything. I'm
Facts.
wasting my time and fucking myself up with this.
Nah, yeah, like that's one of the you just said it, you just hit it on the head right there. Like I'm wasting my time, and that's the one thing I realized is like you ain't, come on, bro. Tomorrow ain't promised for nobody. Like you could be doing all this shit right now, and then the next day you up out of here.
The
You ain't see it
next
coming. Or,
second, it don't even take the whole fucking day.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
Like,
next second, like you feel me? Like it could go either way. It is like you gotta take that time that you was gifted and you can't take it for granted. You have to utilize that shit. That's important. You feel me? Like once again, when I was on Sammy's podcast, because Sammy, we talked about it a bunch of times. Like it's like when I go through my certain situations, bro, personal situations, it's like with my family, me and my line of cousins, we kind of like we the men, because it's not really a lot of men. They either disappeared, they don't mess with the family, incarcerated, and we the men that most of the women come to for help. Now, I also grew older and learned that you gonna have to put your family second sometimes when you got your own. When you created your own, and you got your own. My brother, even your mom, grandma. If I got kids, my kids come first. You feel me? All the time. If I got a family, they come first. Depend, give or take on the situation, they always gonna be in the forefront of my thinking. You know what I mean? And that's how I carry it with my family. It's like we the line of defense. So it's not like my focus is primarily on them. Like I live, oh man,
you good?
we still on.
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
All right. It's not like my primary focus is like I get up and I'm thinking, all right, how am I going to take care of my family today in that light? Not saying what I'm doing ain't going to take care of them. That's not the thinking I'm talking about. I'm talking about I'm not going to get up and be like, all right, let me go drive here and give this person $30. Let me go drive here and make sure he get. I gotta do my own shit. But that's how our family is. So when we talk about me caring too much, it's like I understand that when the roles was reversed, I know people did stuff that they ain't necessarily have to do. So now when we come back and we talk about that, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna care too much because I'll be looking out for people. That's part of my nature. I'm a provider. You get what I'm saying? It's like if I know we coming from the same mud pit, we coming from the same box, and I know the hurdles that you going through. I done been at the hurdles that you've been at. I know what it was like to get over that. I know where you at now. It's like I'm not gonna steer you wrong because we try and make a change somewhere because we seeing what's going on around us. That should be hard, homie. I ain't gonna lie. Cause there be times where I'm like, I be sorry because I'm like, y'all niggas don't even know what the fuck I got going on. Like, shit, I'm trying to help y'all.
No, I had this exact same situation. It took me a little longer because I had my daughter, my oldest daughter. I had her a little later, and
Hmm.
once I got like married and all that, like you saying, once your life ain't about you no more, then you start to look back and say like, I can't risk her. I can't risk my whole situation because she need me to come the fuck home tonight. Like she needs to know what the fuck is for dinner tonight. Like I can't be risking all my situations for nobody. And
Nah, that's bullshit.
ultimately, what I always tell niggas is my wife is not for the public. So if ultimately I get caught up in a situation, I got like two niggas that I really want talking to my wife. Like
Hmm.
I don't have 20
Hmm.
niggas I want DMing my wife. I don't want 20 niggas picking my kids up from school or none of that. So I don't can't be putting myself in those type of situations. But
And that's where
like I said,
niggas.
like I said on that episode, that's how niggas try to use your own loyalty against you, and that's goofy. If
Hmm.
some niggas don't hit the stage of growth. Some niggas don't mature. Some niggas get stuck in when we was 15 and when we was 20 and when we was what we was and not what we are. And hopefully you get out of that shit. If you are somebody that's stuck in that situation. um,
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I ain't gonna say I'm necessarily stuck in it. I'm just realizing it and I'm navigating through it, just figuring it out. Cause now I
well,
know how to
nah,
say
not
no.
even see, not even just you, because like I said, this nigga's listening to this who you don't know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
whoever listening to that shit, that's you know what I'm saying. Somebody
Yeah.
stuck in that shit that's listening to it and needed to hear that, guy or girl.
And they need to.
And
Yep.
you just got a big. You always my whole drink now be like you got a big picture think. You got to step outside of your situation and see what it look like from the outside. It's hard to do to be that honest with yourself, but that's what's best for your situation. Use what you got to do so you don't get stuck on the treadmill of doing shit for people. And like you said, when you fall into a situation yourself, you look around and ain't got nobody to turn to.
Yeah, it's just something you gotta pitch to the youngest though. That'd be my only thing when we was talking about female masculinity and how that stuff kind of like crept up on the youth and then just completely overwhelmed them. It's like me being my age is like I can look at what the old heads is doing. I can look at I ain't gonna say old heads. I can look at what the older people are doing around me, but then I also look at the younger ones, and I know some of the older ones is losing it low key. Not everybody, but a lot of them is losing it. They not teaching these youngins what they really need to know. They slacking. Some of them trying to be like them on some nut shit. So it's like now you got a situation where people my age that actually understand it from both angles is like we the ones that's going to have to kind of pull them towards the right direction, and it's not going to be easy because you got evils out here that people don't know, see, don't even understand. So it's up to people that's like in my age bracket, a little bit older than me, to kind of be like the last line of defense for these young boys. And that's where I be at in my own world. I might have a situation with a family member. He might be in trouble, this, that, and the third, and people don't listen to him because he's a kid. But I'll be the only one that'll let him talk. Sit
So
there and let
this
him,
is
you know what I'm saying?
this be the joint with those situations. It's not even an age thing. It's like-minded people. Just because somebody 14 don't mean that they can't get it. Just because somebody 45 don't mean that they do get it. Like just because you're 65 don't mean that you get it. It's all about just like-minded people. It's people who have common sense. It's one thing you're gonna always figure out in life is if common sense was common, that shit would just be called sense. Niggas don't be having
Facts.
common sense. Niggas don't be just making smart decisions. Some niggas are just dumb. We all can't bat 1,000. It's just not how it works. So it's all about just people that's willing to listen. If you got somebody that's willing to listen, no matter how old they is, you can always learn shit. I tell people all the time, I get topics from my daughter is in elementary school. I could listen to her talking to one of her friends and maybe it'll pull something out of that shit. My little daughter is fucking, she's not even in kindergarten yet. And it's the same thing because you just need to pay attention. It's just people who willing to listen. If a motherfucker ain't willing to listen, then you can't grow with that motherfucker because they know it all. They got it
Mhm.
all. That's what they think. And you got to leave that type motherfucker alone. And like you said, it could be something happening with a fucking kid. And if you ain't willing to listen, then you're never going to know what the fuck is going on with that kid. If you just keep brushing them off, you don't know what you're talking about, that ain't really what's going on, then you always going to have that problem. You got to get with niggas who want to listen. Um,
Mhm.
since you brought up the kids, though, this was something else that you touched on that same episode was giving back. What makes you want to give back to the community? Because we talked about like book bag drives, turkey giveaways, and all of that type of shit. Because I was like, that's the same type of shit that I did before. So talk to me about what made you want to do that type of shit.
Honestly, what made me want to do it was what I seen when I was living, or not even. I ain't gonna say when I'm still kind of low key going through the same situations. So it's like what I'm experiencing around me and what I see that made me want to give back. When you from a certain community, you already know how that community operates. You dig what I'm saying? So me being out, because I'm out every day, bro, and I'm not even bragging. I don't be home. So I'm literally out all the time. So I'm seeing the recipe of what's going on from sunrise to sunset. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm just seeing the circumstances of where we at, especially as a people here. Like just I can't really speak for LA, New York. I ain't from over there. I don't know what y'all got going on over there. But over here, the youth over here, I see what it is. I see the peer pressure. Um, I see the influences, but I also see the misguidance when it comes to certain influences. And just where these young boys is going as a whole in general, that's what really made me want to dive into it and steer them the right way because I see how many people aren't. I see how many niggas is leading these kids astray, leading them to an early grave. You feel what I'm saying? And it don't even gotta be motherfuckers who think they doing it by accident or willingly. It's like some niggas how can I put it? Some niggas intentionally do certain shit, knowing that it's causing harm to the youth. But if it's not causing that much harm, then it's like they don't really mind it. Whereas people don't know the damage that's actually being caused by shit like that. So it's like a threat that everybody knows is a threat, but they cool with it being around as long as that shit don't get too crazy. And that's what really made me want to go in and like, all right, I gotta steer y'all the
That's
right
what
way.
happens though if you're just thinking about what's best for the moment and for yourself and not what's best for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people be in bad spots where young boy is 11 and he got a little sister and a little brother to take care of. So he got to take some chances. He got to do some shit. But
Mm-hmm.
the young boy who mom is a nurse, dad got a trucking company, don't need to be doing this shit. And you really need to be like taking the you need to be really looking at your situation and evaluating it the correct way. Like I said earlier, the hardest shit to do is look in the mirror and make a strong evaluation, a correct evaluation. A lot of niggas lie to
That's
themselves.
and
You
that's
can't look in
crazy
the
that you
mirror. You can't look in the mirror and be 6'6" and say like you short. Like you can't look in the
yeah,
mirror and be 5'10" and say like you the biggest nigga in the world. Like you're making a bad evaluation of yourself. And some people do that type shit even as a kid, and you might just stick with it because you never grew up. You never was in a situation where you had to grow up, or you was
or
in a
you had to
situation where
grow
you
up.
had to grow up too fucking early or too fast. You had to be making
Mm-hmm.
grown up decisions that you shouldn't have been able to make. Like, what are we eating for dinner tonight? You're 11 or 12. Like, that's not a situation that the 12-year-old should be in. But that's
And that's
unfortunately where
crazy.
some of the little niggas be at.
And that's crazy that you say that shit because that's exactly what it be. The motherfuckers who they be doing certain shit, but they don't have to. That be the thing. Like you said, young boy 11, he got brothers and sisters to take care of. His family structure is not that sturdy. It's not
Yeah,
that grounded. Versus the other motherfucker who he got access to it. His friends might be into it, but cuz mom a lawyer, his pop own his own trucking company or some crazy shit like that.
yeah.
You
Like
feel me? Or whatever the case
you
may
got
be. Like
you
them
got
niggas
every
got a
you got
fucking
every pair of
Benz.
Jordans out. You got
You
every pair of
feel they
Jordans
got
out. Young boy ain't had
CLA
a
in
new
the
pair.
driveway. Y'all cool.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying?
young
Like
boy ain't had a new pair of sneaks in 3 years. Y'all not in the same situation. Like, so stop trying to be in the same situation.
that's the only reason why I come back and I give because I see a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like I ain't never had a situation where my folks own something, bro. Unfortunately, with my family, the bullshit go back generations. It's been generations of trauma. It's been generations of hurt. You know what I mean? You might have a family member that don't like me just because I'm so and so son. But I don't
Well,
know
no,
what I
everybody,
did.
yeah, everybody got that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's situations is like that.
I ain't even saying
Where
they not, but I'm talking about to the extent where it affects you to the point where you don't have the luxury that a lot of these people do have. Like we were saying, you the young boy that gotta take care of your little brothers and sisters, but you don't got much options. That's how I was
mhm.
just talking about from my standpoint. You feel me? Just how I was coming. I'm already knowing. Everybody families be like that. That's why I never look at it like my shit the worst because I know it's somebody that's going through something 10 times worse than what I'm going
Yeah,
through.
because
You feel
somebody live under the bridge because they such and such son or they such and such daughter. You know what I'm saying?
type
So
shit. You feel
yeah.
what I'm saying? So, but I'm just laying it all down like all different shapes and forms. But man, you telling the same story. It's just depending on how you tell it. You know what I mean? But when it came to me, that's what kind of made me who I am today. That's what gave me the drive. I remember the nights where I had to go hungry for a couple of days. Now it's like if I do it again, it's like it ain't nothing. I done found ways around it because I done been through it before. I done made it easier for myself if I had to go on them gauntlet. I had to run through that gauntlet, my fault. And I had to go on them little periods where it's like I gotta take this hiatus and do whatever. It don't just gotta be about me eating this whatever. Whatever you went through is gonna show in the light in an evolved form further down the line. You know what I mean? It just depends on how you go about it. Honestly,
All right. So now in the last segment before we close this one out, episode 134. We're gonna do a little get to know. We're gonna throw some questions at you. These is lighthearted joints. Don't think too hard about the answers. You just shoot. Tell me what you think these answers should be. This is sponsored by Custom Hustle at Custom Hustle World on Instagram. It's Custom Hustle Co on Twitter. We do custom jerseys, custom jackets. We do football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and soccer jerseys. We got 4 versions of the sneaks, the CH1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s available in all colors. We got the flip flops. We got the barber capes. We got the cargo pants, the collar
barber
shirts, the
case go crazy.
t-shirts. Yeah, the barber capes is down at the barber shop, available in all colors. You know what I'm saying? However you want those customized, we can make that happen. We got the collar shirts, the sweatsuits. Like I said, you name it, we customizing it over there at Custom Hustle World or Custom Hustle Co on Twitter. And I always tell people everything is one of one unless you buy 4 of them. Now, this is a get to know joint for you. Now, YB, who is your biggest musical influence?
Lil Wayne, man. Lil Wayne at the top only because of his like he kind of captured every aspect of hip hop and he was able to put it on a pedestal for everybody to see. And he had so much variety to it that he was able to really give a full viewpoint of what hip hop was as a youngin, like me listening to his lyrical capability, just how he was on songs, so his performance capabilities and song making capabilities. Yeah, definitely the top.
What's the one song? It could be anybody. It ain't got to be Wayne. But if you want to use Wayne, that's cool. What's the one song that you feel like, damn, this is my life story?
Nothing like it. Being a sequel.
Copy that.
That's it's like being that song right there. It kind of put a magnifying glass on me because it was like everything he was saying from whether it was street shit or personal shit. Like I just felt it all in all. How I think, my perspective on life, people, definitely up there when it comes to that.
I'm gonna throw an age at you. You tell me the first thing you think when I say this age to you. 17.
20,
20 is the first thing you think of when you hear 17.
depending on what we talking about. I'm thinking 20.
I say I throw the age at you, and you tell me that's 20 is the first thing that you think about.
Yeah.
All right, cop. You want to elaborate or you want to leave that alone?
Well, like I said, it depends, dog. Because I could elaborate, but if you're going in the direction I'm thinking you're going, then we ain't talking about the same
No,
shit.
we
But
not going in this. Like I said, these are the lighthearted joints. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
these,
nah, yeah, shit, clearly. I'm thinking 20. I'm elaborating because 20 though, I'm looking at it from like big bro, little bro perspective. That's how I was looking at it.
all right, copy that. Last one. What's your favorite TV show? Said I'm outside all day, so this means you probably ain't in the house watching nothing. But what's gonna make you stop and watch?
Yeah. All in all, or right now,
All in all, overall, just give me one. If you got two, that's cool.
Martin.
I always tell niggas if you ain't like Martin, you wasn't raised right. Copy that. Now,
No bullshit. No bullshit, man.
again the way we gonna close it out is shouts out to my man sipping with Sam for introducing us. That's episode
Very stamping.
134. Tell everybody where to follow you, where to follow the clothing line before we wrap this one up.
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. That's YB.Norris, Norris. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on I'm gonna be on YouTube as well. So get my YouTube account. That's also YB.Norris. I'm gonna be way more active on YouTube, blogs, everything. TBA. But you can find me on Instagram at nor.apparel. That's NOR.APP. Y'all know how to spell apparel, man. Don't be playing with me.
All right,
215.
don't be speaking for everybody now. You know, niggas in the back don't be knowing how to. It'll be in
Hey,
the
we gotta
bio.
teach.
It'll be in the
We
bio.
gotta teach.
It'll be in
Listen,
the
look.
bio for the episode.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You crazy. You crazy. Listen, but yeah, man, you can find me on like I said, TikTok, Instagram, that's No Apparel. Again, for the ones in the back, 215. And like I said, tap in, man. We're gonna be having a surprise at the end of this month. And a surprise photo shoot, man. We got so much stuff coming. The website coming up too. Stay tuned. Right now, I'm doing actual personal delivery. So anybody in the city, if you want to tap in, DM that account, man. I got stuff on me right now as we speak. Trunk pop type situation. Hit me in my DMs. We're gonna be live. We're gonna be active.
Copy that. Appreciate you coming on, bro. That's episode
Salute.
134. We are out.